Track of the Moon Beast. Believe it or not, as I am making my way through the IMDb bottom 100, I am getting down into the last 20 or so, which means I'm starting to run out of MST3K features. This is one of the last ones I'm going to do, is Track of the Moon Beast. This is a pretty forgettable movie. I actually kind of like the plot and feel like there's like the potential for a good movie in this plot. Basically, there's a guy and his girlfriend, and they are wandering around, as I remember it. In any case, however this happens, he gets hit on the head, like by a micro asteroid thing, like a micro meteorite, whatever. And he gets lodged in his brain, and somehow this piece of space dust starts mutating him into like a were-alien beast that apparently is tied in the Native American lore of some kind. So, yeah, he becomes the moon beast whenever there's a full moon. So it's sort of it's an alien take on a werewolf story, which is kind of interesting. That's interesting and new sort of thing. And they go interesting places with it. Like, he does start killing people, but he's not aware of it because he's not conscious when he turns into the moon beast. The moon beast really just looks like sort of a really extra cheap version of like the creature from the Black Lagoon. It's supposed to be like a giant lizard monster, but I don't know. It's pretty humanoid. I'm trying to think. Yeah, they actually do some things that I didn't expect them to do in this. I thought it was going to be pretty straightforward from there, that eventually they were just going to shoot it, and then it's like, oh gosh, it's that kid. But no, they actually figure out that this kid has like a moon rock in his head, and they tell him that, hey, you're turning into this monster thing and killing people, but it's okay, because it's not your fault. But he still feels super guilty about it. Initially, they plan to remove it with surgery, like they think they can do that. And then when they actually like start looking closer, they decide it's too big and that he's stuck with it and becoming the moon beast. And somehow he overhears this information, and then racked with guilt and realizing that he will always be this beast thing, decides to like plan a sort of suicide thing. Which, wow, like if this were done like by a better writer, director, actors, everything, that might actually be the makings for a pretty good movie. He makes this decision to go off into the wilderness. His girlfriend person decides to go chase him down, though, and ultimately, I believe, stops him. I'm trying to remember how this movie actually ends. He runs away from the hospital. The girlfriend goes and finds him and is like, no, I can, don't do this thing. It's like, go away. I'm about to become a big old motherfucking moon beast. To which he does not heed that warning, and then he turns into the big old motherfucking moon beast. And if I remember right, they kill him, like, because he's a moon beast and going, like, all moon beasty and whatever. But everybody feels kind of bad about it, if I remember right. But it was that thing, like, it had to happen because he was stuck as this thing. Yeah, so it's actually got a bit of a tragic thing to it. And actually just going through that story, you see that there's not a horrible plot going on here. What makes this movie bad, really, are just really bad shots. It's a bit too dark to tell what's going on. The effects aren't quite good enough. And the acting is very not quite good enough. So yeah, I don't hate this movie so much. I'm kind of curious why it's this low in the bottom 100, because I feel like there's way worse movies that were on MST3K to get voted so low. But there must be some reason people hate this movie so much. Like, again, usually other movies like are boring in the plot, and admittedly this is not an exciting movie by any means, but the plot makes sense and it's not horrible. Really, the acting is not good. But you gotta expect that from like an old B movie like this. There is nothing about this movie that makes me feel like it is not just a B movie. The whole like Native American lore thing is kind of interesting and weird because they didn't need it really. Because this was like a space thing, this was an alien rock bit. But then again, they're talking about these stories that, oh yeah, this matches up with this, ancient tale from the local tribes or whatever. So I don't get what the connection was. Was this related to this thing, or did it just happen before, way back in the day, and then they documented it? I don't know. That doesn't really super go anywhere, because they don't know a cure to it or anything. Yeah, I don't think I can recommend it. It's just not good bad enough. There's not enough going on, or nothing too over the top going on. This is just kind of a mediocre B movie, honestly. I don't think I'll watch it again, but I just don't, not out of any kind of ire or anything, just wasn't super interesting. I just the biggest feel like when I watch some of these movies, I'm like, oh, they could have done something better with this plot, with this premise. This is one of those. Like, this could have been so much better with a better premise, and some better effects and better directing and just better, just more better things. As it stands, it's just kind of boring. Also, I don't know why it's called Track of the Moon Beast, because I don't feel like maybe they do track it at some point, but I don't remember like there being a big plot point of its tracks. Maybe it was. Maybe I just missed that. But I mean, it could have just been called the Moon Beast or the Were Alien or something. Whatever. Didn't hate it, but didn't love it. Middle of the pack. Track of the Moon Beast.
National Aeronautics and Space Agency quotes officials as saying that the asteroid now entering our portion of the solar system poses no threat to Earth.
A freak meteor shower spawns a killer man monster.
You've got a scratch or something on your forehead.
He's being struck by a light that comes down from the sky. Whatever struck him from the sky changed him completely from human form. He became a demon lizard monster.
A beast of ancient legend runs amok, and only Indian magic can halt its rampage.
Are you going to try and stop it with a bow and arrow?
Not with just any arrow, Mac.
The myths of the Native American warn the unwary. When the night is dark and the moon is high, no man dares to follow the track of the moon beast.